I'm talking about a bill. It's SB91. It's a big crony giveaway for the transportation and hospital lobby. So let's get that slideshow going. A big fat money grab, brazen money grab. Even bad for even Lansing. So next slide. So according to MichiganVotes.org, it gives state and local government agencies the power to enter into joint operating arrangements for building hospital and transportation businesses. So it sounds innocuous enough, but basically what this allows public resources to be used for private corporations for transportation and hospital projects. So a locality could use eminent domain. They could use taxes, property taxes to enrich these private corporations and give them special tax breaks. The works. It's all been opened up here by this bill. So not good. They don't have to. They can use no-bid contracts too. The projects could be proposals from a private developer. There's no restrictions there. They can just straight up hook up their cronies and give them these massive benefits. That's what SB97 is all about. And it's hospital construction and transportation. I know the Mackinac Center said that after Obamacare was muscled through, however many years, 2-3 years ago, when that was muscled through, the big hospital lobby became the most powerful one in Lansing right now. So they are huge and they are connected. Who introduced this? This fellow, Mike Kowal. Not the best guy in the world for anyone who reviews his voting record. He introduced this bill. His top donors include the Moving Michigan Forward Fund, Arlen Meekoff, so that's, Crony establishment money all the way. Detroit International Bridge, so that's a transportation concern, Matty Maroon. They obviously stand to benefit from this bill. And then the Michigan Health and Hospital Association, so that's the big hospital lobby. And they're the ones funding this. I'm going to go back real quick. His top individual donor is Matty Maroon. And, the Health and Hospital Health and Hospital Association also funding Kowal's PAC, which is the Prosperous Michigan Fund. So he's getting hooked up by all these cronies to push this bill in particular. It gets worse. Let's go through the committee members in the Senate who approved this bill. They're owned by the same interests. So Curtis Hurdle, who's a Democrat, also gets big money from the Health and Hospital Association. Margaret O'Brien, this is an interesting one. She gets money from Matty Maroon and the Arlen Meekoff Fund. That she got $771,000 from the Senate Republican Campaign Committee. So that's massive payola there. She was obviously put in there to do the bidding of the establishment, no doubt about it. Schmidt, another guy who's been around forever, has been a scumbag the entire time. $21,500 from Arlen Meekoff and also from the Health and Hospital Association. Same for McGregor. And they all muscled the bill through in the Senate. Next slide. And here is, then it got passed in the Senate. Only a handful of people voted against it. Two of the names I know, Emmons voted against it, Colbeck, Hune, and another person, I forget their name. But then it got muscled through the Senate, passed, and then went into, go back, please. And then it went through the House committee and was muscled through there in no time. So you see the top donors. There's some other ones on here that possibly stand to benefit from this. United Auto Workers may benefit on a transportation project. Blue Cross Blue Shield, obviously connected to the big hospital firms and want to support that agenda and the status quo in healthcare. The Infrastructure and Transportation Association, so pretty much the equivalent of the Health and Hospital Association, also standing to benefit from this. Smart Union Transportation Division, another transportation corporation. So there's all different types of crony interests that are working to push this bill through at every level. Next slide. And so it's remained, it's stalled in the House right now. Those are the 4 people who voted against it. Good for them. The only 4 with any sort of courage. Although I would not necessarily say that they're good people. A lot of times they'll play musical chairs. And a few handfuls will vote against it to play controlled opposition. That's how it works in Lansing. It's all a conspiracy. They are way ahead of us. And so the bill is stalled right now. Well, that's good news, right? I've heard from so many people. Tom Leonard is such a great guy, such a great conservative. He's on our side, right? He's on our side. All he has to do right now is refuse to schedule the bill for a floor vote. That's all he has to do, and it will die. So we should be, crisis averted, right? Crisis averted. Next slide. Look who's been donating to Tom Leonard and House leadership. His top funders include Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Michigan Infrastructure and Transportation Association, and Matty Maroon. Lee Chatfield, his right-hand man. Top funders, Maroon, Healthcare Association of Michigan, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Meridian Health Plan. Lowers, floor leader. One Tough Nerd Pack. You know what that means. He's Snyder's boy. He's following the agenda from the top. And, again, Chamber of Commerce for Litthauser, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Health and Hospital Association. So they're all owned by the same special interests. Get ready for a dog and pony show. Get ready for Leonard to be speaking out of both sides of his mouth as he tries to tell the grassroots that he's their champion and do the bidding of his masters. Next slide. So what can we do? We can use our influence to try to stop this. We are in an interesting position. Many of us are precinct delegates. The Attorney General's office is, in fact, a position that's determined by the precinct delegates. So we have a bit more power in this case. Leonard is going to have to grovel to rank and file precinct delegates. He's going to need to have our support. And that's how we have to use this as a wedge issue to hammer. Next slide. Yeah, so he has to act like a grassroots champion. So give him a call. Let him know that you know who his funders are, you know what the deal is, and that SB97 is the line in the sand, that he will not get the conservative support for Attorney General unless he kills this legislation unequivocally. He needs to kill this bill or the grassroots turns on him. I don't know who his competitors are, but you can't allow this to go on. You can't allow this deception to play out. You can't accept, he let this bill through, this crony power grab, but he's the lesser of the evils. That's not acceptable. This is a good chance for us to use our influence to, make sure that Mr. Leonard does the right thing. So I'm going to be writing, blogs and email blasts to this effect. I'll be also likely mentioning this at Battle Cry, which is going on next month. I'll be speaking there. Should be a fun event in Soaring Eagle. So it's getting ugly, folks. The last month's been particularly rough for the movement, if you ask me. But nevertheless, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep pressuring these guys, using our positions as delegates. I'm sure at least half of us are. To hold these guys accountable. That's what Campaign for Liberty is all about. That's what the Liberty Movement's all about. It's not going to be easy, but we do have a shot here to kill this terrible bill. That's another power grab to add to the list. And hopefully if we can kill that, stop it from going up for a floor vote by pressuring Speaker Leonard, then that can give us some momentum and lead us into other successful battles in 2018 and beyond. All right, the pizza's here, so it was nice speaking to you guys. Yes, one final slide. My bill center, I'm going to have all the up-to-date bills there on the websites down at the bottom, tinyurl.com/impactbills. Those are the final 2017 updates. Updating again this weekend. Recruiting volunteers. We need people to research these bills. We're going to start organizing calling teams so that we can lobby the legislators more effectively on these bills. So we're going to be adding more to it in the year. We could always use some volunteers. So just come talk to me if you're interested, and enjoy the pizza.